So there's some buzz going on. We had a big Halo Infinite teaser slash reveal a little bit, and millions of people absolutely already viewed this and liked it and things like that. I know that a lot of people think that it's hyperbole or something for me to be excited about that, but honestly I'm not. I want that game to be great, and I want a reason to buy an Xbox Series X. You have no idea how badly I want that. But with that being said, Microsoft has a tendency to kind of roll over and play dead at times, particularly Phil Spencer. So imagine my surprise when he's doing some interviews and it's a little bit of the opposite. So, most people expect me to hate on the Xbox, but in an ideal world for me personally, they're kicking butt, Sony's kicking butt, us consumers are getting the best of both worlds, and lots of, exclusive console exclusives, what have you, powerful hardware, and the things that we want. And so this is going to be a very good video. I can tell you that right now. Trust me, I'm a professional. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally that you guys take some time out of your day to spend it with me. I am lonely, lonely, lonely. Thank you so much. Rack 'em up, all that kind of good stuff. I appreciate it. Once again, I kind of reiterate, I'm very, very excited. A lot of people will attribute it to, being a flip-flopper or whatever. If you are the type of person that doesn't understand that I'm a fan of Xbox, that hit that point where being fed up of no new IP announced since 2015, no new AAA single-player IP released since 2016, possibility of 5 new consoles announced since 2016, but no new AAA IP, that kind of stuff is a little bit ridiculous and redundant to me. The promises, the over-promises of each E3 and the under-delivered, those things can grate on a person, and I went about it in my way. I have a little bit of a voice. I shared it. A lot of people didn't like it, and that's fine, because that's the way things go. But I always felt like I got a little bit of a bum rap because people go, you did it for views, you did it for subs. Like, how in what world would you build up a channel on Xbox fans and then totally go against Xbox because you don't like the direction they're going and expect that to grow your channel? That was never in the cards, right? I knew exactly what happened. It was exactly what did happen. But I think people should really go, that CG, he really had things going good for him, and then kind of, went and took a bold step, and it took a lot of guts to go out and do what he did, because honestly, I could have been doing what a lot of other people do and just continued to hype up Xbox and T-flops and stuff like that, and it wouldn't have made a lot of sense because I wasn't having fun. Again, a lot of people ask me, why don't you do your podcast anymore? Why don't you do this anymore? Why don't you? To be 100% honest, and I'll get back on track here in a second, because I am excited again about Xbox. I'm excited to see what they have. I'm hearing great things. But the reason why I stopped doing that stuff was, how can you be excited about podcasting and doing Xbox podcast and talking about Xbox if you're not enjoying it and not really playing Xbox yourself, right? So hopefully people understand the reasoning a little bit better there. Maybe one day I'll go into a little bit more specifications, but yeah, basically that's what happened. But now we're starting to see some movement. I'm glad that it's finally starting to happen, and I'm happy that people are getting excited again. I'm excited. Seeing stuff about Halo gets me really excited. I love that game. I love that franchise. Halo 5, not the best. People will bring up that I did review it well. You have to remember, reviews are taken at a point in time of when you're playing them, right? I've already kind of expressed this. Like, I liked Rise, Son of Rome. I gave it a pretty decent review. But if you go back and play it today, it's not going to hold up. And if I were to re-review it today, it would probably get a much lower score. Same thing with Halo 5. Same thing with a lot of games, because they're taken at a snapshot in point in time. So with that being said, I want to get into what I wanted to talk about. So there's a lot of different things going on. Phil Spencer talking. We've got, different leaks happening, all kinds of cool stuff happening in the gaming world about Xbox. I know I don't usually, lately anyway, cover a lot of Xbox, but Phil Spencer had a lot to say about the Xbox Series X, how he feels about Sony and stuff like that. It's good to see that they're talking and taking Sony as sort of a competitor again. I like to see that. He's confident that Microsoft's in a solid position, and he should be. That's what he should be doing. He shouldn't be going, well, we don't really see them as competition. He should be a little bit more on the attack. And he says, and I quote, as a competitor, it's great to have them out there now so that we just kind of know what the program is. We've seen the device. We've seen the games. Just being honest, I felt good after seeing their show. I think the hardware advantages that we've built are going to show up as we're talking more about our games, frame rates, and other things. I thought the games lineup that we were going to have at launch, I felt pretty good about. We got more clarity on what they're doing, obviously, at their show, which helps us focusing more on what we have. And I think that that'll be our strength for us at launch. So I thought they did a good job. I thought they do what they do very well, and they did that. But I think the position we're in with the games that we're going to be able to show and how they're going to show up with the hardware advantages that we have, I think we're in a very good position. So he's fairly confident about the Xbox Series X. Obviously, he thinks that there's going to be some differences there. We did hear some of that kind of stuff originally with the Xbox One X as well, and differences did show up, probably about 10 or 12 different multiplats. They didn't really showcase it much with the first parties. Hopefully that's where this sort of differs from what they were able to get across or whatever. Obviously, Microsoft is banking heavily on the subscription model of the Xbox Series X, which anytime you start talking about a subscription model, you kind of get the idea that it's going to be a PC console. I know that he says that they're flexible on it, but I don't think that means exactly what people think it means. I think that, that it's within a certain area, but obviously you're not going to get an Xbox Series X for $400. It's just not going to happen. And he actually said Xbox All Access is going to be critical to both our launch for the Series X as well as just overall kind of generation. We want to bring our whole customer base along, and we want to offer options and opportunities whenever we can. The response that we've seen where we've tested Xbox All Access has been great, but it's limited in terms of the market. So you're going to see a much broader market and retailer support for Xbox All Access. It matches a model that customers use for many other devices that they buy, and then as you have services that are attached to those devices that people love it just because it becomes an easier way to bring a great product to customers. And we should also just understand the global economic situation that we're going to see this year. We're seeing it today, and I think having more pricing options for consumers, frankly, just a thoughtful thing for us as an industry to think about. He also said whether it's Game Pass and me just getting access to hundreds of games for a lower amount each month, or things like Xbox All Access that let me get into a new generation of hardware without being a big upfront cost, I think those things are going to be important with the economic situation that we see outside. So again, he hasn't specifically mentioned price there, but you can kind of maybe get the hint that there is a little bit of a price that's going to have to be able to pay for that Series X. I think it's going to be pretty significant. Again, $499 probably. I would say it would be the worst idea ever to price something at $599, just going back to the PS3 and the horrible reception that got. But it does get you excited for what they're going to do. And to top it off, we even got some Xbox Lockhart stuff. And reportedly is going to support smart delivery and enhanced backwards compatibility. And there's more details that kind of leaked out. And, again, a cheaper variant of the next Xbox, reportedly codenamed Lockhart, has been a rumor for some time. And now there's a VGC report that claims that further development documents by Microsoft seen by the site refers to Microsoft's next-gen hardware simply as the Scarlet family of consoles. Of course, being the codename with which the Xbox Series X was originally revealed, and prior to that internally worked on, VGC states that the family of consoles refers to two SKUs, Lockhart and Anaconda. Anaconda was the one for the Series X. It also further adds that the Xbox Lockhart will feature support for various Xbox Series X features, including the likes of smart delivery, enhanced backwards compatibility, and more. Microsoft also expects developers to support the Lockhart and the more powerful Xbox Series X concurrently, in spite of the power difference between the two consoles, similar to the situation with the Xbox One X and the One S. This obviously isn't the first time that this has come up. We've seen multiple reports about it and what it's going to be. The thing that I would kind of question is it's only going to support, obviously because it's a digital only, so it would only support digital backwards compatibility, which means you would have to buy the stuff again. Like for someone like me who has a ton of 360 and original Xbox games physically, it doesn't make much sense. Someone who's already gaming in 4K going back to 1080p doesn't make much sense. But I could see there being some kind of crowd there that would want to get into what Microsoft has to offer with this cheaper console. Just for me personally, it wouldn't really raise the needle just because it's cheaper. So hopefully we get that news out soon. And you'd have to figure that they're going to be able to come out with some kind of news about this very soon, just for the main sources saying that it's got to happen. Not only that, but these things are supposed to launch in November. We're almost in July. We're running out of time here to do this. All this kind of tit for tat and back and forth and playing chess really doesn't mean much if we can't get some actual prices and see some games on this thing. I would love to see that. So Again, I will link all this stuff. It's a lot to take in, but it should get you a little bit more excited about what we're going to see. You know, Microsoft, they're going to have all these different options. It really still just comes down to the games for me personally. They need to show a strong first-party output, and that's going to be in July. Hopefully they can do it. But Halo is going to be big, but for me personally, it's going to take more than Halo. What is it going to take for you to get back with Xbox? Think about this. When they introduced the Xbox One, they showed off 4 new AAA IP. 4. That's incredible. I think they have to come close to that this time as well. Let me know. Rack them up. Have a great day. Game on. Thank you for spending some time with me on one of my videos. Crapgamer, out.
Unscripted.